Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ken for the Information Nation, bringing you some more stuff. Hey, I know I just brought you something the other day, but I got something here. We got to get this news out because this is just too good. How big pharmaceutical companies are buying the DEA so they can get what they want. A pharmaceutical company that spent $500,000 trying to keep pot illegal just got DEA approval for synthetic marijuana. Gee, I wonder how that happened. A little bit of collusion here. This is the Washington Post, ladies and gentlemen. The Washington Post. So I take no credit for this. Here's your author of this, Christopher Ingram. This was March 24th, which was yesterday. So let's take a good look and see what they've got going here. Insys Therapeutics, a pharmaceutical company that was one of the chief financial backers of the opposition to marijuana legalization in Arizona last year, received preliminary approval from the Drug Enforcement Administration this week for Syndros, a synthetic marijuana drug. Insys gave $500,000 last summer to the Arizonans for Responsible Drug Policy, the group opposing marijuana legislation in Arizona. The donation amounted to roughly 10% of all money raised by the group in an ultimately successful campaign against legislation. Insys was the only pharmaceutical company known to be giving money to oppose legalization last year, according to the Washington Post analysis for campaign finance records. Syndros is a synthetic formulation of THC, the main psychoactive component in the cannabis plant. It was approved by the FDA last summer to treat nausea, vomiting, weight loss in cancer and AIDS patients. The DEA approved places approval places Syndros and its genetic formulation in a Schedule II of the Controlled Substance Act, indicating a high potential for abuse. Other Schedule II drugs including cocaine, morphine, and many prescription painkillers. So they're all considered Schedule II drugs. Now, I'm going to put a little sidebar on here. It is amazing to me that nobody has caught on to this BS. I mean, everybody wants to be so nice and polite and, we got to talk to them on how it's beneficial to people. Bullcrap. Let's talk about the fact that the DEA is being bought by the pharmaceutical companies. And that's a charge I'm willing to make. What the heck, people? Why do we need pharmaceutical companies to make this stuff when it's already naturally growing? When you can grow a couple of plants in your house. You don't need pharmaceuticals for this. This is all what I've said all along. Follow the money. Follow the money. Now here it says whole plant marijuana remains a Schedule I for the CSA, an even stricter regulatory category that designates a lack of medical acceptance use in addition to a high abuse potential. That statement there is so full of crap. And I don't mean by the guy who wrote this article. I mean by the government. When you think about it, no. You want to get into a debate with this? Let's get into a debate with it. I'd be more than happy to go to Washington, D.C. and sit down in front of Congress along with the DEA, director of the DEA, and have a one-on-one, face-to-face, knockdown, drag-out fight with this bastard. And I'll turn around and I will put up case after case after case after case of people who have benefited from marijuana, cannabis. Everybody thinks they're all going to go run around smoke it. That's not the whole damn thing. There are other things out there that you can derive from marijuana, like oils, for skin cancer, topical ointments. There's all sorts of stuff. But if they want to sit down and talk about this, I've probably got 25 or 30 testimonials from people and video and hundreds of articles of people who have said they've benefited from it. They're stealing from us, people, just so their friends can make money. INSIS has been active in marijuana policy for several years. In 2011, it wrote to the DEA to express opposition to loosening restrictions on naturally derived THC, citing the abuse potential in terms of the need to grow and cultivate substantial crops of marijuana in the United States. Marijuana, you can grow that in your kitchen, on a windowsill. You don't need all of this, you don't need to cultivate a damn thing. Last year, it petitioned the DEA to loosen restrictions on synthetic versions of CBD, another compound of the cannabis plant. The company is currently developing CBD-based drug to treat pediatric epilepsy. The whole thing boils down to they're developing a CBD-based drug, to increase their profits. How does it feel to watch your loved ones die so somebody else can make a profit? How does it feel to watch your children have an epileptic attack so some scumbag in a big pharmaceutical company can make a profit? And some idiot in the government goes along with it. That's collusion as far as I'm concerned. They should all be in prison. It appears that they're trying to kill non-pharmaceutical market for marijuana in order to line their own pockets, a spokesman for Arizona marijuana legalization campaign said of INSIS last year. The company last year said it is opposed to marijuana legalization measure because it fails to protect the safety of the Arizona citizens and particularly its children. Here we go again. The bullshit story about we got to do it for the children. That comes out of their mouth makes as much sense to me as you got to pass it before you can know what's in it. But it added that it firmly believes the potential clinical benefits are cannabinoids and that we hope the patients will have the opportunity to benefit from these potential products once clinical trials demonstrate their safe and effective use, and we can line our pockets with massive amounts of the people's money. We don't give a damn if they get better. We don't want them getting better. We want them stuck on our drugs so they can buy drugs to take care of their acne for $500 a month. Now, here it comes. Incest is also the subject of numerous state and federal criminal investigations, as well as shareholder lawsuit over its aggressive marketing of a product containing the potent and deadly opioid painkiller fentanyl. In December, the FBI arrested the company's former chief executive and 5 other executives on charges that they paid kickbacks and committed fraud to sell a highly potent and addictive opioid that can lead to abuse and life-threatening respiratory depression. In addition to its synthetic marijuana product, Incest is also developing a drug to treat opioid overdose. Gee, really? The company did not immediately respond to a request for comment. To treat it, you don't need to. Marijuana will treat it. Marijuana will treat opioid addiction, as I stated in my video that I posted yesterday. These scum-sucking bottom feeders need to go to prison for the rest of their natural lives. Because I will put it to you this way. They have done nothing for the American people. And I've said time and time again, drug companies don't want you cured, they want you hooked. They are bigger drug pushers than the guy standing on the corner selling you a dime bag of grass. And the government goes right along with them day after day after day. But that's just my opinion. Hey, this has been Ken for the Information Nation, bringing you more stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. This needs to get out. This stuff needs to get out. And let's face it, we can't all watch everything. But in the meantime, in between time, Ain't we got fun? Have a great day.